If you have any questions about how this earth come about, the answers are in the Bible. Very scientifically. Very scientifically. Because you cannot have one thing without another. So let's brief it. Verse 3, you get light. Then we go down to verse 9. Let the waters underneath the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let dry land appear. And it was so. And God called that dry land earth. He called the waters seas. Then we bring forth grass. Verse 11. Every fruit and every tree. Verse 20. The birds. Because what do birds do? Spread around seed. Scratch, scratch. Okay, so verse 20, let the waters abound with abundance of living creatures. So then he made sea creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth, across the face of the firmament of the heavens. So God created the sea creatures and every living thing that moves, which was in the waters abound, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. So he made birds and he made sea creatures at the same time. Interesting. Why would that be? But after he made the sun, and then he made the grass, right? Because you can't have grass without the sun, because you have to have photosynthesis, right? We all know that. Scientists, we got to have the sun. You don't have photosynthesis. Now, how do you feed a bird without grass and trees? You can't. So he created that first. Then he created birds and sea animals. Well, of course, you're creating all types of sea animals, and they're eating off each other, so you have your own ecosystem there. Birds have their ecosystem, right? Be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters and seed. Let the birds multiply the earth. So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth. Now that's a whole other subject, folks. Beast of the earth. What does that mean? Just like it speaks of Leviathan in the waters, even though we say it doesn't exist. Maybe beast is other things we don't think exist. Like, let's not get into that. Let's save that for another time, because that's some interesting topic in itself. God said, let them bring forth cattle, every creeping thing, according to its kind. And so, and God made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and every creeping thing according to its kind. And God said, it was good. And then, of course, come man. Right? So, man has to eat fruits, vegetables, drink water, or eat meat. Now, whole other thing is, man was vegetarian previous to the flood. Now, this ain't no proof that there was no flood quite yet, but the Bible does state that the waters was only seas at the time. He divided the waters, made all the waters go to one area, let dry land be dry and call it earth, and let the waters be in one area, and he called it seas, not ocean. There was no ocean, not yet. Just a lot of dry land. And we'll skip over to Noah's area real quick to kind of prove to you why everybody was a vegetarian, even animals. Now, you could debate this, but let's read. And the fear of the Lord, and the fear of you, and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, and on all that move on the earth, and on all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even as the green herbs. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. Surely for your lifeblood I will demand a reckoning. From the hand of every beast I will require it. and from the hand of man. From the hand of every brother I will require the life of man. So that's getting into something totally different. But if you read that and pay attention to what it's saying, he's basically giving him three things. He's telling him all these things are going to fear you now. Well, why wouldn't they fear them before? Because they didn't eat them. There was no fear. But now, because the pressure difference, an atmospheric difference that happened due to the flood and it cracking the atmosphere that God had created by pulling the water from the ground up to the atmosphere and freezing it, it rained down upon us and broke our ground, which we could get into later, but you can see proof of that too. Just Google it. Look in the ocean. You see a big old crack down the Atlantic Ocean. If you take all that into consideration, and then him saying that basically I'm giving you all this just like I gave you the herb of the ground, it seems to me like he's basically saying, hey, they're going to fear you because now you got to eat them. The only way you're going to sustain life from this day forward is to eat meat, because you are now broken as the earth is now broken. That was a little long, but hopefully somebody learned something. Click and subscribe, and of course, comment.